Okay, recap, take two. This is the power of the internet. But anyway, here's what we're doing. My name is Adsit from KinderGals, and I've invited several blogger, teacher, presenter friends, and we're gonna recap some of the ideas that we did in our presentations today. So I'm gonna go first. Here's a great little game you can play during math, very simple to play. If you saw the video, the dollar store live that I did with Deanna and Katie and Hope and Stephanie, I showed you a duck game. This is the same rules. Here's what you do. You roll the dice. If I'm playing with my children who need the idea of just one-to-one counting, they just look at the dice, how many dots, count that many dots onto your game board. But if we're playing it with our kids who are a little bit more advanced, who are ready for something a little bit more challenging, we can play it like this. They roll the dice, it lands on 4, so they put 4 on. Then they roll again, now it's landed on 3. So what they have to do is they have to decide how to get from 4 to 3. So I say to my kids, do we need to put some on or take some off, okay? It's easier when I do it that way than if I say, is that number more or less? Then they get really confused. So I just say, do I need to put some on, take some off? And of course, then they would say, take off 1. Don't expect your kids to get it right away. Don't expect them to be able to explain their thinking. You just need to share it with them a lot. Tell them what they might be thinking, and slowly but surely they'll be able to, express that themselves. The other idea I wanted to show you is that each day this week on my blog, I'm going to be giving away a freebie. And so you'll be able to go to my blog and print out that freebie. Today I did a 5 Little Ducks flip book. Now it's a little song that I wrote about 5 little turkeys. And the turkeys are down on a farm, but here's what's really cool. If you read a book, like a 5 Little Ducks book, when you go from page 1 to page 2, where the ducks go from 5 to 4, children who are pre-operational think that you have 4 different ducks. They don't see that as being just one less. So one thing I like to do when I'm going to do a book like that is make something like this to go along with it, so that when I flap one down, they can see that these are still the same 4 ducks, that the duck that left is still here, it's just down here. Now, I am not a good singer, but I'm going to give this a go just so you can have the tune. It goes like this. 5 big fat turkeys down on the farm. They were strutting and scratching and doing no harm. Then along came the cook, 'cause it's Thanksgiving Day. And one smart fat turkey waddled away. So then I can drop that down, and now my children can see the idea of 4 and 1 makes 5. Okay? All right, so now I'm going to turn it over to Shannon.
Hi, my name is Shannon Smalls, and my website is sis4teachers.org. On there, my blog's integrated with my website and lots of different free resources. I taught at the I Teach Pre-K conference today, and I wanted to take away one of the takeaway make and takes that we did, which was looking at kids if they're having trouble with letters and sounds or sight words. You can do this with colors, you can do it with shapes, you can do it with kids who are ELL, and you can use different cards with different animals or vocabulary on it. It's using some research from the University of Maryland. It wants to pair 70% of known information in with 30% unknown. A lot of kids get flashed letters or different sight words, and they stick one day, but they don't stick the following day. And so in order to honor their working memory and to keep a good instructional match, you always want to do a 70-30. So you want 70% of it to be known and 30% of it to be unknown. When you do this, it helps stick better in the brain. And so we just do these with simple 3x5 cards. You might want to pick out 7 known items. So I would have to have done a letters and sounds screener or some type of sight word screener, or if it's colors or shapes. You're going to pick out 7 known things. So on my stickered ones, I'm going to write different letters, words they might know. I just have a deck that's kind of done up here from the Lakeshore words. So when I did this screener, the child knew the word him and there, but didn't know the word but, no, like, there's not a sticker on wood. So the idea is it's 70% known to 30% unknown. And so you want the brain to see known, known. So it's going to see a known piece of information because the sticker's there, another known, and then you put in the unknown piece of information. So this could work the same way if I was using it with letters, uppercase letters, lowercase letters, sounds. It might be T, B, then the third card is going to be the unknown letter. And then it continues, known, known, unknown, known, known, unknown, known. So there's 3 pieces of unknown information sandwiched between 7, which helps the ratio of your brain to tag onto a known piece of information so it can stick better, so you have kind of a lasting effect. Some kindergartners or preschool students, they don't have 7 known things. So let's say you're doing letters and sounds and their name is D for Danny, but they don't have a lot of other sounds or letters. You can put in one other category temporarily until the child has at least 7 cards or 7 items known. So let's just say I wanted to use colors, and my known thing might be a splash of red on here, and I might do a splash of yellow, but then in here I'm going to put that letter S that they're working on. So you can change up the known and unknown. You just want to always sandwich it known, known, unknown, known, known, unknown, known, known, unknown, known. The repetition of this, you want kids who are at risk to be able to do repetition of 55 times to be able to get them to have it in their repertoire, and it's lasting because it sticks in their brain versus just remembering it for that time period. They remember it over time. So it's just a quick and easy thing you can do, but it's using the research of 70% to 30% unknown so the child can remember it. So it's super easy to do, and you can do it fast, and they can do it at home as well. Thanks for joining.
Hi everyone, my name is Alessia Albanese from Mrs. Albanese's kindergarten class, and today I did some sessions on a play-based, inquiry-based classroom. And when you think about play-based, you think, are those kids really learning anything? Yes, they are. We talked a lot about oral language development, which is key in kindergarten. And one way that we look at oral language is through dramatic play. So if you have a dramatic center in your classroom, you might want to think about incorporating hands-on materials like these felt board pieces that we created. And this was our sandwich shop, so the kids can build a sandwich. They can talk about list writing and their favorite ingredients and toppings. They can go and make menus and labels for all of these things. So lots of oral language, lots of writing and reading as well incorporated into this. One other activity that we looked at today was bringing in play in your classroom. If you're talking about 2D shapes, you can get these cards as a download online. And if you look at the popsicle sticks, they have colored ones out at the dollar store, so you can find those. You can have the students use the popsicle sticks to create the shapes that they see. And so they can build the shape, and then you can talk to them about how many sides the shape has. Does the shape have a name? Are there any shapes that are very similar to this one, etc. So lots of fun activities using the shape cards and bringing in play into your classroom through math. And one of my favorite math activities is a download that I have for free on my blog. It's called a 10-frame drop. So this is a great game to play. You print out these 10-frame cards on colored paper, and you make a big mess in your classroom. You scatter them all around the classroom floor, and the kids think it's hilarious because they think you're being really bad and making a big fat mess. But what you do is you call out a number. So you might say, who can pick up number 4? Now number 4 looks different. There's many ways you can make 4. So you might have some kids pick up this to represent the number 4. You might have some students pick up these to represent the number 4. And you might have students represent the number 4 using these. So lots of ways to play this game, lots of fun, and lots of learning through hands-on play-based activities. Thanks so much.
Hi everybody, I'm Marcia McGuire from Differentiated Kindergarten, and I just want to share a couple of tips that I used today in the sessions that I was presenting in Vegas. And one of the things that we talked about is fine motor work, and I really like to be able to incorporate those with something that's a little bit more challenging. So when my students are making words, instead of just using magnets or having them write the words, I like to give them something that's also going to challenge them to build those fine motor muscles. I like to use these ping pong balls because not only are they grasping them, but they really have to use control. So this time we're using my word family self-correcting sheets, and what they did is they know that all the words that we're going to do today are going to be the and family, so they really have to control these balls and put them on the tees. I steal the tees from my husband, and the ping pong balls you can just get at the dollar store. So this one they made jam, and to see if they did it right, they just opened up the card, and yes, they did. If they were going to do another one, this is also of the same family, this would be the ham. So what do we need to change? We don't need to change these 2 balls, just this one. And so they would put the H there. So that's my one idea. Another fine motor idea that I have, and this is on my blog today as well, is this really fun tennis ball critter. And so my kids love these, and I used to just make them with the green tennis balls, but I found these in the pet section, and so I knew I had to have them. So you want to be very careful when you're cutting a slit in your tennis ball. I use a serrated knife, so it seems to be the easiest thing to use, and I don't want it to get too big because I really want it to be a challenge for them to have to pinch this tennis ball to get the mouth open. We play a little game so that each student gets the same amount of mini erasers. These are great. You can get them off on Oriental Training in bulk, or you can get them at the Target spot, dollar spot. Each child rolls a dice and they feed their critter that mini fish or whatever mini erasers you have. The person to get rid of their fish first is the winner. So these are really great and they're lots of fun. And the last thing is, everybody's all in a rage on Pinterest over these ginormous dice that you can get at the under $5 store. I think it's called Under 5. I made my husband drive 100 miles to go and get these for me. So I knew I had to make a game for them. I don't just want them to be in your classroom looking cute, although they are very cute. So I love bump games, but I love games that I can take a small version and make it big so that my kinesthetic learners can get something out of it as well, and it becomes very engaging. So I made up these cards that you can just throw on the floor, and the students, this is going to be for a bump game, so they'll be all over, and the students can roll the dice, and if whatever number they come up with, so this is 11, so if they have two different sets of markers. I use solo cups when they're big like this because I think these ones were pretty, and they work as well as snack cubes. So if you were the green person, you would put your solo cup on there. Your solo cup is only safe until you put another one on, so you have to roll another 11 in order to save it. If I roll an 11 and my color is pink, I can bump you off, and now it's my space. So this is a really fun activity, and I will have the free cards for this game on my website later this week. Thanks. Adam.
Hey everybody, I'm Adam Peterson from Teachers Learn 2. Did you just have to raise the camera.com. That will link you to my YouTube channel. I'm not a blogger, I'm a vlogger. I run around with my camera and do video blogs all day long. Today I talked all about technology and writing. I'm a self-published author as well, so I talked about tips and tricks to get yourself published. So focusing on tech. In tech, I really concentrated on, did we die? Oh, really concentrated on apps and some of my favorite apps to use. And when I think about tech and apps, I think of two words, interruptions and accountability. We are constantly getting interrupted during times where we're trying to work with certain students, and our kids also need to be held accountable even if they're not working with us. So to keep myself from getting interrupted, but yet holding the kids accountable for what they're doing, my kids run around the room with my cell phone, my iPad, whatever in my room, and they use an app called Seesaw. And Seesaw is a digital portfolio app that stops the students from interrupting me because they get to take pictures, video, draw, all kinds of things of the activities that they're doing when they're not working with me. So Seesaw is a great app to go download. It will stop the interruptions, yet hold your kids accountable. And the other thing I talked today was about writing. And writing is a really tough subject with little ones because we're trying to force a developmental skill in these kids at a young age. And people stress over the standards on writing. And I want everyone to remember that nothing in the Common Core standards or any standards you've ever had, most likely, tell you or tell the students what they have to write about. So I came up with a quote that hangs in my classroom that says, write about what you love and you will love to write. And we do that by sending home 2 pocket folders at the beginning of the year. They bring in 2 to the room to use, I send 1 home. And on those 2 pocket folders, they glue down, tape down, stick down stickers of their favorite characters, animals, pets, anything, their family, vacations, toys, cars, whatever it is. And then those students can never ever say to me, I have nothing to write about, Mr. Peterson, because I can say, go grab your writing folder and write me a story about something on there. So that's a great tip to try. Put some folders on your supply list, send them home, let them decorate them the way they want, and they'll always have something to write about. Thank you.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us. Join us again tomorrow. We're going to be doing a Facebook Live each day, different people sharing ideas. So we hope to see you again tomorrow. Bye, guys.